What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including WWE has major plans for the new world title, LA Knight's new storyline baffles fans, Trish Stratus has been called out, a WWE champion reveals his retirement plans, an epic WWE dream match goes down, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channel, Wrestlelamia Shorts. And now let's see the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at WWE having major plans for the new world title. Now, top story today takes a look at how WWE seem to have major plans for their new world title. The world title will be decided at Night of Champions in 2 weeks as Seth Rollins and AJ Styles will collide for the gold. According to a new report from credible Twitter source Bruiser Wrestling, WWE has plans for the new title, which includes a story that will catapult the title to its original status. What this story could be is unclear, but Rollins and AJ are perfect candidates for whatever storyline WWE have planned. They're putting in a ton of focus on the new world title, rightly so. Reigning undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns is competing for the tag titles at Night of Champions, so the focus is firmly on the new world title, and the match between Rollins and AJ is likely to main event the show. Sad news for Randy Orton, as he's been told not to return. A WWE Hall of Famer Bob Orton and father of Randy Orton recently spoke with Sportskeeda Wrestling. Unfortunately, he may have delivered some very upsetting news. Orton is believed to be training for a return, but doctors have supposedly told him that he shouldn't return to the ring. He mentioned, "He's training, so we'll see what happens. I don't know if he feels like going back. If he feels like going back, or if he feels like he's ready to go back, I think he might." Orton then said, "Then again, he's pretty well taken care of. I don't think he needs to. I think the doctors have told him not to." Now, if indeed Randy Orton does retire from wrestling, what an absolute incredible career he's had. Do you guys think Orton's coming back to the ring? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, LA Knight's a new storyline revealed. Our fans have been extremely critical towards WWE's booking of LA Knight. Since Knight's feud with Bray Wyatt came to a close in January, Knight has been lingering around SmackDown with nothing substantial to do. Knight was promoting an appearance at WrestleMania 39, but this was reportedly scrapped, and since then, Knight has seemingly been an afterthought in the minds of WWE creative. On the SmackDown Lowdown show this weekend, Knight revealed that he has a brand new tag team partner, Rick Boogs. Knight will be teaming with Boogs next week to take on the Street Profits. Is this really the best thing WWE could have come up with for Knight? It seems insanely random and makes no sense. Knight was initially one of the fan favorites to win the Money in the Bank briefcase in the summer, however, due to Knight's recent presentation, it seems unlikely that he'll go from teaming with Rick Boogs to being Mr. Money in the Bank. WWE clearly don't realize what they have with Knight, and WWE failing to embrace a wrestler who has managed to get themselves over organically is a trend of the old regime. What do you guys make of WWE's booking of Knight? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, a current WWE champion reveals retirement plans. SmackDown Women's Champion Rhea Ripley is only 26 years old, but this doesn't mean that she isn't thinking about retirement. In a recent interview with Wrestling with Rosenberg, Ripley addressed her retirement plans and stated that she wants to return home to Australia when she eventually hangs up her boots. "I really want to go back to Australia. That's my main goal, I guess. Yeah, I wouldn't mind going back there to live and looking after my parents while they're getting older and just spending time with them that I missed out spending through these years being over here. It's very hard being this far away from everything that I know and everyone that I love. I don't really get to see them too often. I'm grateful that this year has been very kind to me, but then also not very kind in a way because I've been able to go back twice this year, and I had my parents and my uncle come to WrestleMania, so I've seen them 3 times this year, which is nice since this year's pretty much started. But apart from that, I hadn't seen my dad in 4 years, which was really difficult." Next up, a top WWE star wants the Money in the Bank victory. A 2023 Money in the Bank event is quickly approaching, and this year's event will emanate from London, England at the O2 Arena. One top WWE star who's stated claim to become the new Women's Money in the Bank holder is Becky Lynch, and this is what she had to say during a recent interview with Mark Andrews. "I do want to win the Money in the Bank briefcase before it's all said and done, and also wrestle Beth Phoenix. I've been trying to get her for years. She's been dodging me. Every single Money in the Bank match I've been in, I've always been the second last person. We're talking 4 Money in the Bank ladder matches. I've been the second last person. Lynch winning the women's briefcase isn't the worst idea in the world. WWE is prone to having the Money in the Bank holder cash in within 24 hours, so it'd be a welcome change of pace to see a talent such as Lynch hold onto the briefcase for an extended period. Lynch is currently in the midst of a feud with Trish Stratus and it is expected that the two will feud throughout the summer. Would you guys like to see Becky Lynch win the Money in the Bank this year? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, business is booming for WWE. This week's edition of SmackDown from Knoxville did extremely well for WWE from a business perspective. A new report from Fightful Select states the SmackDown episode in Knoxville was the highest grossing WWE event in the history of the market per internal live events reports. The show featured top stars such as Bianca Belair, AJ Styles, and a somewhat rare appearance from undisputed champion Roman Reigns. Next up, a Hall of Famer calls out Trish Stratus. A WWE Hall of Famer, Alundra Blaze, has called out Trish Stratus. In a seemingly out-of-nowhere Twitter rant, Blaze had this to say in relation to Stratus. Trish has set the women back and turned them into a sideshow after all the work I did to get the women respected and legitimize them as the superstars that they are. Do you really think that I literally threw that title in the trash without a plan of longevity and meaning? Trish brought in the blueprint that WWE used for decades that had been undone by the women who were inspired by men and the women that came before her. Trish made room for the Bella Twins and others, but I built a foundation for the 4 Horsewomen. Now, fans aren't too pleased with Blaze's comments, as Stratus is still considered one of, if not the greatest women's wrestler in WWE history. It's unknown if Blaze is trying to work a storyline here, but the inclusion of names such as the Bella Twins seem to indicate that she is in fact shooting on Trish Stratus. What do you guys make of her rant? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, WWE introduced a new strategy to grab ratings. And before this week's SmackDown, WWE implemented a brand new strategy to grab extra viewers. Before SmackDown went live on Fox, WWE went live on social media platforms and broadcasted the entrances for AJ Styles and Rey Mysterio. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select reported that WWE did this to serve as an active reminder that the show was starting. This was a strategy that confused fans as WWE hadn't pre-advertised the fact that they were doing this, so fans were just confused as to why SmackDown was suddenly starting on social media rather than on TV. If WWE continues this new strategy next week, it'll be interesting to see if it makes a difference to the overall ratings, as the idea isn't too bad, especially in an age of live social media content being red hot, but the execution could be improved moving forward. It was rumored that this week's show itself wasn't even produced by Triple H, and Ringside News is reporting that the show was produced predominantly by Bruce Pritchard. It's believed that the game had a corporate commitment, meaning he was unable to be at SmackDown in person. While Pritchard sure has his critics, at least the temporary baton wasn't passed over to Vince McMahon, as who knows what kind of erratic booking decisions could have made it on the Blue brand. And finally, an epic match goes down at a WWE live event. Our final story today takes a look at yesterday's WWE live event in Augusta and how an epic dream match took place. On the show, Intercontinental Champion Gunther defeated Johnny Gargano in a certified dream match. According to fans in attendance, the match was outstanding, and now fans are hoping that WWE books the two in a feud on TV. This could be the breakout feud that Johnny Gargano needs on the main roster, as his main roster run has yet delivered anything noteworthy. The live event itself was main evented by Cody Rhodes defeating Finn Balor in a street fight, and judging by the fan feedback of the show, Rhodes is still the most popular talent in all of WWE. But there you have it folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.